here we have the 12-foot Skylark from Eddyline. And this is just a wonderful performance recreational model. It has a slightly larger oval cockpit, but we still have some nice thigh bracing under there so I can get control. Great footrests up front and a rear bulkhead back here. So we have watertight compartment, which really gives deep water safety. If I found myself in trouble out there, I could certainly self-rescue. I'm gonna pair it tonight with a Aquabound 220 centimeter Tango paddle. And we're gonna get out and see if we can show you some wildlife that's back in the bay. Tide's coming in, and there's just some wonderful stuff to explore all the way back into this forest and into this island here. One of the things that thermoform really allows for is this nice defined stern line. That's gonna be great tracking. You have a shallow V running the length of the boat with kind of a hard chine out to the side. So you'll be able to edge this a little bit and then it stiffens up. As we move to the bow, you also have a nice defined bow line, which is gonna give great tracking. This area right here just peels the water right off, and you'll see just a nice bow wave come smoothly off the boat. So again, you have a little bit of a dynamic shape underneath you that's gonna allow for some movement. If you do edge it to that outer chine, it's gonna stiffen up nicely. Great tracking from that nice defined bow and stern. So pretty cool. I'm getting further back in here. When the water's up, you can get back into these forests and just get lost. Let's see how much further I can make it up. Looks like it's getting a little tight up there. So I come back here and you just listen, and it's just bird life, frogs, fish jumping. It's just amazing. Just outside of Portland, this is here. I mean, so much humanity, just like 10, 20 miles that way. And for $3 for parking, I'm able to get out here and feel like I'm away from it all. That is just the best part about paddling. Fastest way for a relatively antisocial guy, believe it or not, to get away from the crowds. Okay, I found a little cut up here, and it literally sounds like one of those like rainforest CDs. Just so cool. You know, I initially wanted to come out here and talk about specs and chines and width and beams and thigh braces, and now I'm just like, who cares about any of that stuff, right? I mean, I guess you want to be able to lift your boat so that you're not scared to go out and make an adventure. You know, I think the #1 enemy for us getting out in a kayak on a Saturday morning or Saturday evening is like, oh, I gotta lift this, I gotta load it, and I know it's gotten me before. So whatever you can do to make getting out in the water easier. I was going to camp somewhere else or just sleep on the side of the street outside of the shop that I was gonna visit tomorrow. I decided to pay for a little campground off the beaten path, only 30 miles from Portland. I haven't seen anybody for about 2 hours. Been paddling back here by myself in this Skylark and just having a blast. So the really cool thing about this Skylark is your position in the seat is a little back of center. And so one of the things, if you own an Eddyline, that you ought to learn is stern sweep strokes. And what you'll see is just me finishing my forward stroke all the way to the back using rotation, and that will turn you in the opposite side. So as I'm going down this little winding river, I can just give one to that side, and that keeps my forward momentum, and I can continue on course without losing, versus hitting the brake on this side and really slowing down. Now I gotta start back up. So I've shown that in another video, but it's just a really helpful hint. And because we are sitting back of center a little bit, which is great for wind management, it really lends itself to that stroke in eddy lines. I use it all the time, and as you become a little bit more comfortable, kind of putting your hip into the hip pad just a little bit, kind of the sitting on one, kind of the lifting up one butt cheek, or dropping one butt cheek down, and then you use one of those strokes, you get a really nice aggressive opposite side edge turn. So it's something we use all the time. At first, when you get in your new boat, that's going to feel a little squirrely to do, and I'm going to try to show you some hints about how to learn how to do that. Well, that's a wrap here at Next Adventure at Scappoose Bay. If there's one suggestion I can make at the very end here, is to get yourself a cart. I'm using Suspend's deluxe cart with a 3-inch V to it. Works great and makes my long carry back to the campground really easy. One trip, everything's in my boat, and makes me want to go paddling more when it's easy. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.